Thank you for joining me for this episode. Today I'm back in Palomas, Mexico for, I guess, my third dentist visit here. So this is a continuation of a root canal. So I'm going back today, hopefully finishing the root canal and beginning on the preparation for the crown. This is a different parking lot than the last two times. I asked around and found out that there's some free parking. It's a little bit harder to find. You want to go look for the duty-free store. So as you're entering, heading south, you'll turn right and you'll go past the dollar store and around that parking lot and work your way back here. And you'll see this little red hut here, and back here is the duty-free store. So there's some very small signs, but you can park here for free. It's a little bit further to walk because you've got to walk around this wall. This is the wall where the other side is the entryway. So you've got to walk back that direction and back around the wall. It used to be this wall wasn't here and you could park in this parking lot and walk directly across the border, but that's no longer possible. I was going to give you just a little update for the last few days. It's been 4 days since I was last down here. They gave me 4 days worth of pain meds for me to take daily, assuming, I guess, that I was going to be in a lot of pain. And I had discomfort the one day. I took medication just the day that I was here, and mostly my jaw was just sore from opening it so wide for the dentist to work on it. Very little other pain than that, and I haven't not taken any pain meds for the last 3 days. Everything's been just fantastic. Oh, that was nice and short. Not bad at all. I actually think this parking lot is closer than the other one, just to go around that little section of the wall. It's not that bad. A few of you have asked for contact information for the dentist that I'm going to see, and I'm linking that below, and I'll go back to the previous videos and link it there as well. They don't really have a website or much contact information, but there is a web page for the city that lists the businesses, and they have one page for this dentist with the contact information. So I'll put that link below. The gentleman that you saw in the video last time is a specialist that travels around several cities in the area, and he does the root canals. And the dentist is here full-time in this particular office, and she has not actually worked on me other than the x-rays and the initial exam. Back in the chair for round number 2. He says that we'll be able to finish today. I'm excited for that, so I'm going to let him go to it. Canal is finished. He said that mine was complicated, which is why it's taken 2 appointments and almost 2 hours again today just working on one nerve. And basically there's so much calcification and the canals are twisted or difficult to get down. He was not able to go all the way down. But he said this is not normal, but it's not uncommon either. So he has these like plastic plugs that go in there as part of the root canal, and I'm told that I need to get x-rays every year to make sure that there's no infection because he wasn't able to go down as far as he would like to, and if he tries to go any further there's a high risk that he would, I guess, go out of the tooth or something like that. So anyway, I just have to get x-rays once a year, which shouldn't be a problem given that I travel a lot and go to areas that are fairly inexpensive, or that I'll be in my van and be able to cross down to Mexico once a year for checkups. So I think that's probably what a lot of you described as potential problems for root canals. But anyway, so now I go from this to the other chair for the dentist to work on me to prepare for the crown. I've switched from that little room over there to this one, and it's been 2 hours. How long will this take today?
About 1 hour.
This is my dentist. She's the owner of the place. And would you tell my viewers your name?
Maria Cantu.
Maria Cantu. And so she's come highly recommended, so this will be the first time her working on me other than the exam that you saw in the previous episode. I'm going to put the camera down, let her work. I'm numb all through here, so it's difficult to talk. My temporary crown, everything went well. I'm coming back next week at the same time to get the final crown installed. Really numb through this side of my face and part of my tongue. It's a little difficult to talk. Overall, not a bad experience. The root canal, I think, was far more intensive and far more painful than the crown preparation, which only took an hour. I've been here about three and a half hours today. It's about noon. I'm going to head back to the RV park where I'm staying up near Deming, New Mexico. I'm back at the RV park, and the painkillers and numbness is worn off on my mouth here. It's actually not bad. I've taken a painkiller for it, but I probably won't even take anything tomorrow. I was feeling pretty good. The temporary crown they put in is not exactly what I expected. After I can finally feel it with my tongue, all they did was put some sort of rubbery gel over the top of the hole, and I can feel it sort of like a glob going over the top of the tooth and down the side on both sides. It's just sort of like a glob of rubbery stuff over the top. Feels really strange, but I think it's going to be fine for a week while I'm waiting for them to manufacture the crown. I'm getting a composite crown. It has like a noble metal for the base of it, and then the top of it's porcelain. That was recommended by my friend Sarah, who is the dental assistant, and also by several of you who have consulted with me and given me advice on what to do for my root canal and for the crown. Anyway, I do realize that there's probably going to be lots of comments out there. Don't do a root canal, don't do a crown. Equally as many comments for those who say definitely do the root canal. I've had, mentioning that you've had several of those done with no complications. What I've chosen to do is go with the advice that Sarah gave me, the dental assistant that I was camping with up in Moab. And her logic is to try to retain as long as possible the tooth in there in its natural form, and try to stay as close to that as you can. She says that it is definitely worth it to do the root canal to try to keep the bone of the tooth there and to put the crown cap on top of it and keep that intact as long as possible for general health in the mouth in general. So that's what I've chosen to go with here, and I think the cost is pretty reasonable. It was $150 for the crown, $200 for the root canal, and I did choose to go ahead and have a custom bite guard manufactured. They do that for $50. I looked at Walmart and they're $18 to $28 for the just generic bite guards there. I have a very unique narrow profile mouth, and when she was fitting me for it, she had to go through several different kinds and actually go into the other room to get one to fit my mouth. So I don't think I can go with off the shelf. So I think it's worth it, the $50 for that. So all said and done, it's $200 out the door. I don't believe they have any taxes down there. Links below for the dentist, which is the lady you saw. And if you're interested in the root canal, the gentleman, Sergio, comes in, he said twice a month normally, and he came back in extra time for me within just a matter of days, which he normally doesn't do. So you would need to book that in advance for her and realize that he comes every 2 weeks approximately. So that's sort of a special visit. If you're in New Mexico, this is a great place to cross the border and to get your dental work. I would recommend it. I don't know if it's worth it to drive from Arizona over here unless maybe there's considerably better prices, or you're interested in exploring New Mexico and going down to Palomas. That's all I have for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Savor the moment, and I'll see you next episode.